Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Chris Webber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. Here's what the Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Tuesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Thursday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And for their matchup with the Bucks, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
Here's the starting group for Houston. The forwards are Gordon and Tucker. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Timberwolves, Culver the off guard with Wiggins at the 3. Covington at the 4 with Towns in at the 5. And it's Teague in at the point. Two great pivot men tonight, Chris. The position has obviously changed over the last couple years. If you were playing now, you think you'd be more of a 4 or a 5?
You know, Kevin, I think I'd be a 3. I played the 4 and 5 in the NBA when I played, and I think I'd be a 3. Right now, you get to shoot, you get to take guys out on the wing. Defensively, though, I'd have to make sure I call for some help because laterally, you got to be able to move out there with those guys. But I think definitely it'd be the 3, 4, and 5 the way the game has evolved.
And you can bring the ball up. I've seen you do it. I know you could do it in this game as well.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you have a lot more opportunity to do it in this game, and that's not a criticism. It's actually, I love the way the game is played now. It's a lot less hand checking, more space, and when you play with guys like I did from the Peja Stojakovic's and all the great shooters, the Tracy Murrays, those guys, it's that much easier to play in space because the defense has to honor those guys, and if they space out, that means you may just have a wide open lane to the basket.
Now, Tucker. After the missed 3 from Karl Anthony Towns. Back to Gordon. Nailed from three-point land.
And Gordon has always been a lethal perimeter shooter. When he gets a clean look, he doesn't hesitate pulling the trigger.
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. And Teague, here we go. Here's Towns. Doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Fires from the line. The shot, no good. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Culver passes to Teague. Here's Culver. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Wiggins, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway, but he sure can make it count.
And Harden launches it from deep. No good on the last second attempt there. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Rockets ahead, up 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Well, I love the ball movement so far, G.A. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Rockets, Harden and Gordon are out on the wings. Then it's Rivers, then it's Clint Capella, and it's House in at the 4 spot.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
And that first quick step of Gordon, I mean, super effective at getting him space, which gets him to the rim.
Teague against Rivers. Teague drives in. Bell trying to break loose. A nice shot by Teague. Teague's got the lead up to 1 now for Minnesota. Rivers looking over the floor. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Teague. Now here comes Teague leading the break. Second shot opportunity. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Houston gets called for the foul. The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of this game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
First free throw is good. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Towns, he's checked in for Noah Vonleh. Gorgie Dang comes in for Bell. Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Jake Layman. And Culver's subbed in for Jeff Teague. The Rockets also changing it up. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Daniel House. Gerald Green comes in for Gordon. And it's Russell Westbrook in for James Harden. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Westbrook wide open. He fires. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to get it.
Wiggins against Green. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella.
It seems to improve his shot blocking every year. I mean, Capella is outstanding at using his length to swat away shots.
15 seconds left now here in the second. 5 to shoot. And here's Covington from the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Town.
Stretching the floor with his outside shot. Covington, a true marksman who doesn't lack confidence.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Timberwolves lead by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
They did some good things, but the defense could have been much better. They allowed too many open looks, allowed the other team to make over half his shots. Some of that is not getting enough pressure on the ball, not really contesting at the rim. They look good, but not good enough.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've seen Eric Gordon really having a great game.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Oh, you're right. Go in the locker room, ask anyone on his team. He's not worried about statistics as much as he is about winning.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Wiggins and Covington are the forward pair. The tandem at the 1 and the 2, Teague and Culver. And it's Towns in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Ryan Saunders. Good shot selection, largely dependent on getting open. Which players do the best job of moving, do you think, right now without the ball?
Period. Klay Thompson, 60 points, 11 dribbles. Did you hear me?
I got
60
it.
points,
Shocking.
11 dribbles.
It almost looks like a
He's
misprint,
sick.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Kicks to Culver. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. 1:16 left to play here in the third. 6 to shoot. Wiggins finds Teague. Kept alive. Covington. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket. Covington's got 5.
And it's clear Covington isn't bashful. He welcomes any opportunity he gets to score inside.
It's Harden with the drive. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Now here's Wiggins. 36 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Basket counts. Wiggins has got his second basket.
He has a very well-rounded offensive game. There's just no shortage of ways Wiggins has to punish an opponent, inside, outside, or otherwise. Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Timberwolves shooting their third free throw shot of the game. So both teams changing it up here. Free throw good, Teague.
And as you would expect from the way he plays, Teague is a terrific free throw shooter.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. There's 10 seconds left to play in the third. Now Wiggins. Good if it goes. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The Timberwolves on top, up by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got Austin Rivers. He's out there with Russell Westbrook. E.J. Tucker is out there with Gordon. And it's House in at the 4.
And Rivers works hard when he's in the game. That's what you love about him. He's at his best when he's shooting the ball with confidence.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And Teague's got the ball here for Minnesota. It's a 3-point game, and that one drops for him.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Rockets shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Left side, Westbrook. Offline with his three. Minnesota leading by 5. On the wing, Wiggins. Pass to Jang. Back to Wiggins. Bell trying to break loose, and it's Wiggins missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Minnesota making some changes. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jen. Robert Covington comes in for Bell. And Culver's subbed in for Josh Okogie. The Rockets also changing it up. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Daniel House. And James Harden subbed in for Rivers. And Towns the bucket on the assist by T. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
GA, this is no let up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
Timeout called, the Rockets. They're trailing by 7. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeff Teague.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. .41 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and Harden comes to help. And it's Culver, top of the key. And then Culver with the dunk.
How about the force there from Culver, making sure to finish with power, leaving no doubt with that finish.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Harden, no good. And he commits the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 7. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
I'm really curious to see what their strategy is at this point. You can't afford any wasted possessions.
From deep, McLemore. Rebound, Minnesota. Now, here's Napier. And so Minnesota takes the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.